Today we have two stories to discuss with you here on LFN Media. First about Boosie and then R. Kelly's adult accuser Kitty Johns. Of late it looks like all is not going so well for R. Kelly diehards. If the talk is not about a shooting or sentencing, someone is getting arrested for no real reason.
I just feel like he was over sentenced, man. When it come to, and because he's black with money,
Ever since Boosie Badazz started talking R. Kelly, he has become a target for random pullovers while driving on the interstate like he is some most wanted burglar or something of the sort the police is always looking to catch. What's rather amazing about this positive character of an artist is that each time he finds himself surrounded by cops, he quickly goes into an endless rant session speaking against racial injustice and telling them off like he doesn't care. This guy Boosie is such a live wire and is very unstoppable when he has something to say. Of late, however, only 2 days ago Boosie was again interrupted and arrested by federal authorities, making his acquittal in a gun possession case completely invaluable to him, for he thought he was going free, only to be re-arrested as he was leaving the courtroom for what the federal agents suggest is a completely different issue altogether. These kinds of re-arrests made while a person is exiting the courtroom are common in countries which conduct dirty politics, and that usually suppresses the opposition party heads from assembling people to speak on the wrong things the government is doing. While the actual reason for this particular re-arrest of Boosie Badazz is still unclear, what Boosie has been engaging in lately is not so far from silent political warfare, for he is always on the other side when it comes to government policies. When it comes to analyzing how the government is handling a number of issues, especially when it comes to the recent trend of taking down successful black celebrities and destroying their long life careers, Boosie is not a very happy man at all. From among the numerous artists one would have expected to have come out and stand with the R&B king when his legal problems started but didn't show interest whatsoever, Boosie Badazz turned out different and would only speak good of the R&B king whenever he got the chance. Boosie doesn't think R. Kelly should be in jail, and he has made himself very clear on this position amidst criticism and pressure from government and the Me Too movement activists. Whether this is the reason behind his unending series of arrests whose context the feds cannot explain to the public or not, we may not say. But what we know is ever since the energetic artist started defending the R&B king, he has been running into abrupt and seemingly targeted road stops and checks like he is the most wanted criminal in the United States. According to reports, the previous arrest in Santiago back in May, which happened when Boosie was shooting a music video with a local rapper, came with charges such as illegal possession of a firearm, having a concealed weapon in a vehicle, possession of ammunition by a prohibited person, and unlisted ownership of a firearm. When it comes to the rearrest, however, we don't have information yet for what reason this could have happened. We just hope the government is not involved in a crackdown on supporters and fans of R. Kelly, for this would be the most unfair treatment among every bad thing they have done to him since 4 years ago. And when we turn to accuser Kitty Johns, this woman is one of the few unpopular accusers of R. Kelly who many do not know much about, likely because no one even expected her to be having a case against R. Kelly, or the government to charge him on her account, since we all know she was a very mature and fully grown woman when she first met R. Kelly. As we mentioned in our previous video, Kitty Johns' stupidest accusation against R. Kelly was her claim that she was held hostage in a room for hours and only allowed to order takeout food. But her holder allowed her a phone which she used to call her mother and everyone else except 911 to be rescued. It's so surprising to learn that it is basing on these vague allegations that R. Kelly was charged with kidnap, charges he beat at the New York trial, but because they were embedded into a single count along with other bogus charges like the forced labor, he was still found guilty of the entire count. Case analysts suggest none of these charges would have stood alone, but by mushing them up into a single count, the accusers managed to secure a false win and claim R. Kelly was guilty on all counts. Another rather weird story about accuser Kitty Johns is the way she abandoned her job as a DJ to interview with R. Kelly, choosing to wear lingerie during this event, technically communicating who she was and what she wanted, but now wants us to believe he was being forced into this and that.
Well, I've been speaking out about this since the fall of 2017. I was a local DJ here at 97.9 for about 5.5 years. I hosted an after party for a concert that he had done, and we met that way.
And this is the real problem with all accusers of the R&B king. They technically want him to pay for everything they chose to do with him voluntarily, many times even luring him into it rather than the other way round. According to Baby J, Boosie has always been on the wrong side of the police even before R. Kelly issues started, but there is no doubt that there is indeed a silent crackdown on supporters of R. Kelly, probably with an aim to silence them as well, just like they muted the R&B king. It's a shame to see that this is happening in what is supposed to be a great country, and one many others around the world look up to. A country which has self-assigned itself the responsibility of protecting human rights all over the world cannot even allow freedom of speech about a single case as R. Kelly's. Of late we heard that his ex-cellmate who goes by the name Ronnie Bo was shot. A person who tried to stop the airing of the surviving R. Kelly documentary, a production that the whole world now knows was only a mudslinging campaign that hosted fake accusers, is awaiting to serve several years in prison on equally bogus charges. It's crazy, and we cannot wait to see this era of injustice come to an end. About Kitty Johns. I can't believe R. Kelly was even charged for this bullcrap brought forward in accusations by adult women who only sought to expend his money. Kitty came to him willingly, but now she wants the world to believe he kidnapped her. What a shame. Why the government chose to team up with such malicious individuals who were only seeking to extort R. Kelly is still the hardest part to believe. According to Mildred Harris, all these women including Kitty Johns are mad only because he did not pick them to be his main woman. They ought to get a life and tell the truth, knowing well relationships sometimes don't work out. A message to Kitty Johns: just get yourself another man, and if they are not scarce, you may treat them like you did R. Kelly. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.